Revolting. Revolting what? Oh, revolting news. This is Tuli here and Lanny, the wizard behind the camera and all our magnificent far-flung technology. Today we're going to give you an unusual treat, we hope, instead of a treatment. Remember that?
A treat instead of a treatment.
I'm going to read you a chapter of my forthgoing 60s novel about an imaginary rock group called the Fugs. Yeah, this is at my agent's now, and good luck to her. This is chapter 4. Well, let me tell you, the three main characters in the rock group are Yuri Yankovic, Red Blaze, and Ben Woozer. And this chapter is called The Painted Turd, sort of a play on Tom Wolfe's The Painted Word. You'll remember Tom Wolfe. And I think you'll recognize some of the other people here. It's about a party. Red Blaze led the troop of fucks and their wives, boards, and hangers-on slowly up the inclined ramp into the fabled quarters of Anatole Asshole, the new rage artist of the day. Anatole's headquarters were in an old stable in the East 30s. The place had been rechristened D, letter D, Livery. The huge, dark, single room was entered through a narrow door with straw on the floor and a strange smell, which Yuri recognized instantly as a pleasant blend of fresh piss and old horse shit. He wondered where they got the fresh piss from. The place was packed full. Strobes were flashing and strange noises were coming from an improvised stage in the center. All around the stripped brick walls were huge hangings of Anatole's latest works. The Body Fluid series. Starting from one corner, there was the Sputum Triptych, plain in one panel, barely visible shine on a gray background. On the second panel, a green and white composition called Madama Influenza. And on the far right, a frothy red and white antipasto of high relief substances termed simply TBC. The next painting, very longitudinal and in a thick Rococo gilt frame, consisted of a series of about 20 white handkerchiefs in several stages of unfolding, to which a wide variety of boogers had been attached, some still veritably glistening. Yuri wondered how this state had been maintained and was told later by Chester Fields that Annie, as he was nicknamed, had developed a special kind of fixative out of a mixture of Manischewitz, white wine, and old dog urine. Yuri's ears were now attracted to a sort of hissing sound, and in another corner of the room, he found a marvelous mobile called Painter's Pissoir. An ingenious motorized waterfall raised a yellow-looking liquid up a series of catchment rollers to a 15-foot height, where the fluid dropped in a gentle arc, illumined by a floodlight placed beneath, into a large white urinal into which the viewing public, male and female, were invited to contribute a sample. Ben Woozer tried it, but complained of getting drenched in a fine piss spray, and there were no women contributors. Emily, Abe's chick, as we used to say, complaining that there was no seat for women, and the whole idea stunk of machismo. Scattered at random throughout the whole floor, on or surrounded by peeling old saddles, were huge gold and silver sculpted models of human turds, some as high as 7 feet or more, and some as wide as 3 feet around. and piled to a circling mass of over a yard high. Ben was once more amazed at the genius of human variety and said a soft fundamentalist prayer of thanksgiving to himself while tilting back a huge slug of Harper's & Brothers Kentucky bourbon. Just above a flashing strobe near the toilet, Blaze gazed with envy at two works. Red November, a collage of used Kotex and wads of bloodied cotton and unfinished plywood, and Birth of a Nation, consisting of 7 scumbags in various states of deterioration, with what looked like real sperm bubbling over from several. 2 obviously had broken at the tip and were dripping babies toward the bottom of the frame. He nudged Mildred, his mysterious wife. "That's art," he said, "and it sells for $7 grand a spurt." All the hanging pieces were covered with Asshole's trademark, sheets of clear, glossy plastic. So were the entire wall, ceiling, and floor done in vast sheets of the same hypnotic, vertiginous substance. Anatole himself, standing near the front windows, smoking and greeting guests that were brought to him, was wearing a plain denim, rhinestone-studded suit covered completely with clear plastic. His plastic pink-colored glasses had another layer of his transparo, as he called it, glued on top of their lenses. He turned slowly as Red approached. "Hi, Anatole," said Red. "Good party. How's the chef? Ha ha." Anatole smiled weakly. Mildred Blaze poked Red in the ribs. "Oh, yeah. Anatole, my wife, Mildred." Anatole gazed at a delicate, shy, brown-curled creature wearing a plastic veil from her eyes down to the bottom of her neck. She wore a gold lame skirt and a tight silver blouse, cut so low that the tops of her sweet cherry nipples popped out occasionally, and she had to embarrassingly keep shoving them back. Anatole turned and introduced his director, Paul Maul, that's P-A-U-L, M-A-U-L, and one of his actresses, Old Gold, a stout, intense woman in her 50s. The talk turned to the movie they were planning to make together about a rodeo road company stuck in Vietnam and involved with opium smuggling and the NLF. Meanwhile, Yuri, having drunk deeply of the LSD punch being siphoned out of a horse trough by the ladleful by a cute brunette asshole groupie, Virginia Slim, whom Yuri had goosed several times, causing a great floor loss of punch, and needing to heed an urgent call of nature, he headed reelingly towards the toilet. The plaster walls of the toilet had been hacked away and covered instead with the transparent plastic so that, quote, "the truth shall be revealed," end quote, as the sign that hung over the toilet's entrance stated. Yuri waited his turn and watched in fascination as a tall, beautiful Asian model took a crap in the transparent toilet bowl. And Alex Rayburn, the infamous laundryless poet of St. Mark's Church, that's M-A-R-X, his church, as Alec fucked in a convincing manner Helen of Troy, New York. Rick Tawney, the Fugs' bass player's very nubile girlfriend, while standing up in the shower stall behind the transparent curtains, twice. He finally sat down wearily and started to strain. Here I sit, broken-hearted, paid a quarter, and only farted. He got up and was just starting to pull up his pants when, flash, someone snapped his photo. Rex Ressler, the Fugs photographer, had brought his Polaroid and was selling colored toilet shots at $2.75 each. Grumbling, he forked over the money, and as soon as Ressler turned, ripped the photo to shreds. No one was going to blackmail Yuri Yankovic. He turned toward the bandstand where the satin assholes were now swinging into their wind-up number, Cherry Cola Blues. Their drummer, Babe Dietrich, a sex changeur of unknown origin or destination, had a transparent bass drum which he, was playing, attached by some elaborate metal contraption to the top of her head. He also affected a 25-cent plastic devil mask from Woolworths. The drum was a striking effect, but detracted somewhat from the lead female singer, the stunning crow-haired persona of mixed Persian Siamese extraction, named Icon. Icon was completely nude, except for a long, thick green snake, which she twisted suggestively around her breasts and inserted at various times into her mouth, vagina, or at the very climax of the song, into her asshole, which had a thick patch of black satin completely surrounding it. Cherry cola, cherry cola, cherry cola up my hola, cherry cola up my hola, life's a bola, cherry cola up my hola. The lights came up and Icon got into a dressing gown and walked off the stage to a mild scattering of applause and a sharp whistle from a small woman in the back. The lights went dim again and someone put a tape of the Fugs' latest album on. The strobes went on full tilt. Virginia Slim poured a pint of vodka and a gallon of PVC horse tranquilizer in the punch, and the party rocked on. It was a great party, and several bodies were already stacked unevenly in the corner near the toilet. Yuri, by now racked out of his mind from the sunshine LSD in the punch, rolled over to the movie makers group where Red seemed to be having some disagreement over the ideology of the forthcoming flick. Asshole was saying, Red, we agreed to call the combined groups the fucking satin assholes, okay. But I've got to be firm about Paul's point. They cannot be on the side of the Viet Cong. They've got to be Democrats, or at the most, and if we decide to make them a hillbilly band, they can be populist, but... Listen, asshole, Red interrupted. The future of humanity is at stake. When are you fucking asexuals going to realize that? Which side are you on? To which Anatole replied, raising his voice slightly, neither. I don't have to choose. I cultivate my garden. At this point, a huge uproar was heard at the punch trough. And after rocking a while back and forth, the whole trough went down with a terrific rumble, clatter, splash, drenching Virginia Slim and Ben Woozer in a gooey mixture of scotch, rum, vodka, LSD, sunshine, PVC, atropine, tiger balm, fool's gold, razor blades, watermelons, stramonium datura, and cherry cola. Fugs! Hey, Rube! Shouted Ben. Hey, Rube! Hey, Rube! Hey, Rube! And the Fugs roused themselves in immediate pandemonium to defend their comrade, who was being pummeled by various cigarette brands racing in from around the loft. What the fuck happened? Screamed Red. They caught Ben pouring a whole bottle of Alka-Seltzer into the punch, said Yuri, jumping as Virginia Slim goosed him. A whole bottle? Sighed Red, ducking as a clear plastic trumpet mute came sailing off the bandstand. 6 tablets would have been enough. The exit lights were doused by an unknown hand, and the battle raged fitfully for a short period, with several feminine-type screams of passion piercing the strobe-infested night. The door to the ramp was pushed open to reveal a blaze of daylight at the end of the tunnel. The outnumbered fuck horde walked fast, some running, maneuvering themselves out with some dignity. Yuri, the last, was trying to shut the door to pursuers when 2 feet of shit sculpture hit him in the face and then dropped with a clay-like thud to the floor. Yuri rushed to reach the others, and wiping his eyebrows and cheeks and passing his hand over his nose, hissed, "Shit! It's real!" Just then, already outside on the sidewalk, another huge clump of shit sculpture dropped from the first floor. Brushed Red's wave coiffure and, draping itself over his right shoulder, started dripping down vaguely over his new scarlet trousers and white suede shoes. He looked up to see the devilish cherubic Anatole smiling gently at the open window. Red shook his fist fiercely. You Warhol!
Yeah. Fun. Hi, Tuli.
Hi.
Well,
Yonah Knitchen, my coffee, Yonah, soup and my tea.
you make that up, Tuli?
Yeah.
That's a good song.
I'll have a soup sandwich
All right.
and
Soup sandwich on what?
a fart burger.
And a what? Fart burger? Sounds good.
I'll have a soup sandwich on Jewish rye
Yeah.
and a fart burger on, is it kosher?
Yeah.
A fart burger on Schickelgruber. What are you having to eat?
What am I gonna have to eat?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have a mushroom barley soup.
Yeah?
I'm gonna have a broccoli knish.
Broccoli knish?
Here it is. Here's the mushroom barley soup.
All right, better get
Oh,
a
that
big
looks
picture
really
of that.
good. Take its
Okay.
picture.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a huge, oh my God, that's a huge bowl. Look at that. It's taking over the, oh my God. Let's see what mine looks like. Oh my God. No, mine is getting smaller and smaller. Oh, whoa, it's disappearing.
Okay, I'm gonna shut it off.
It's called Chameleon, or the time service song, the belly dance of the vicar of praise. In the winter I'm a Buddhist, in the summer I'm a nudist, in Jerusalem Talmudist, in Hellfire Club the crudest. Chameleon, 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 chameleon. When the Democrats are winning, liberalities are spinning. When Republicans are panting, racist slogans I am chanting. Chameleon, 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 chameleon. Unter Hitler I'm a Nazi, under Helmut Kohl Shotzi, under Stalin I'm a Redsky, with Edgar Hoover I'm a Betsky. Chameleon, 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 chameleon. With art lovers I love art, with truck drivers love to fart. When with jocks I slug my beer, unless teetotalers are near. Chameleon, chameleon, non-existential with call girls, that's not essential. Academe, I leave the school. On the street, I play the fool. Chameleon, 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 chameleon. With the pros digging ditches, with the brokers plotting riches, and with God was quite religious. Here in hell sunk where hot pitch is, chameleon, 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 chameleon. Good evening, friends. Goodbye, enemies, enemies, enemies. Enemies list. The U.S. has a very long enemies list. Okay. In the time remaining to me, I'd like to get through as many as I can of these wonderful, expressive, what is this sign? It's the fuck you sign. It's an aggressive sign. It should really be
Sort of half a victory sign.
Yeah, it's half a victory sign, but it shows you how perverted we are, since we think of fucking as something bad. Anyway, here's we go through as many as we can in time allowed. You all recognize this? It's ex-governor, ex-live person Rockefeller.
Isn't that Larry Rockefeller's uncle, right?
Yeah. While he was running for president, he didn't like what someone said on the campaign trail. It was a great shot, I thought. And here's Bush. It's a sort of ambiguous statement, but I think something he'd like to do. It's a little ambiguous here. Crude oil, finger in the nose, tongue out, and of course the finger in the air. These are off-duty police officers react to residents' taunts yesterday outside the Bronx courthouse. New York's finest. I have to read you this. This is just recently from Yugoslavia. Major General Louis W. Mackenzie of Canada, the military commander, told reporters today that he was, quote, sick and tired, end quote, of driving through the streets of Sarajevo and seeing people along the roadway sticking their fingers in the air in a gesture of hostility. I wonder what that gesture was. Here's an interview in one of my favorite magazines. That's for them. This sign language, this is a little too complex. Well, let's just focus in on them if we can. We might have to come back to this. Here's a gesture of, what is it called? It's obscene signs, miscellaneous. This is East European and the Levant. This is Germany, let's see, Arabs, Mexico, U.S. This is Portugal, Spain, and Sicily. Here's a never mind, oh no, that means never mind. And that's from the International Dictionary of Sign Language. Here you can send it to, you know who, the flying fickle finger of fate. Yeah, Koch gave the gesture to a heckler. This is for you, the mayor said, as his audience erupted in laughter. This is Sam Donaldson, you remember him, he survived Yugoslavia yesterday. This is Jody Powell. It's a marvelous shot, I think. Here's just a towel with that, a hand towel. We'll skip that, you don't need a close-up. This is sell to officers, sell this new idea, sincere token of appreciation. Sell to officers, homes, clubs for steady profits. This is from Rights in Conflict, Federal Report. Here is demonstration, salute the chief in their own fashion. This is Nixon getting the bird, as it's called, and some Washington demonstration. I don't see if you can. Where is the finger? It's here. Here it is. You got it, right? This is one I made up. There's Churchill doing the V. If you do it the other way, it means fuck you, but here she's doing it at the end. That was after I found out that he issued a secret order that it was okay to bomb civilian targets in France during World War II as long as you didn't kill more than 150 Frenchmen in one bombing raid. You remember this guy. It comes natural to him, Morton. This is an Arab woman sticking her tongue out. Really mild woman. This is a Russian woman selling stuff, but in a black market or semi-black market, the gray market. I think she's telling us something else, though, too. This is a modification of, we're going to run through now, we're running out of time. This is a modification of a famous poster. It's the anarchist idea of a Red Army soldier telling you, in the 20s, telling you what to do. Tak povedni. Take care, I think. Well, so goes it. Anyway, it's a little doctoring there. This is some Italian anarchists. She's having fun. You can see she's having fun. This is Rome, where the emperor says thumbs down, and this is what the gladiator is. He's got a thumb up. It almost looks like his tri-sword, trident. Here's another rose, another. You remember this guy. And let's see, Jackie is next month. Jackie Mason denied that he ever gave the finger to Ed Sullivan. Just ending out here.
Well,
this is some. Yeah, that's too bad. This is some gay people ganging it up from the Dolce Musto column. This is. People on Flatlands Avenue saluting an anti-discrimination parade. This is Frank. I don't know what he's doing. And this, let me save that one. Oh, this will be the last one. Let's give them some free plug. Working assets. They tell you 20 years later, we've given people better way to put this finger to use. You see the guy? Well, I happen to know that the woman who just bought Working Assets is a soda pop millionaire. I forget the brand name. One of the health brands that so she made her a lot of money selling fake health soda to people, and she bought out Working Assets. She bought out Working Assets because as she was quoted in some business journal I read, she felt she could make much better profits from that too. Also helping people, you know. People subscribe to this service because they're helping people. Meanwhile, they're also helping the owner make more profits, as she said. Okay, that will conclude. How about this signal? I don't know, it's supposed to mean something nice.